Okay, for this question here, the diagram shows part of the curve with equation y is equal to k sine of half x, where k is a positive constant and x is measured in radians. The curve has minimum point at A, so minimum point is here. So now we know that the amplitude is k, so this is going to be minus k. And then we want to find the coordinates of A. Now basically this is 0, so we want to find out where the graph ends over here. So if I look carefully, I see that the period here is going to be half. So we have then 2 pi divided by half, which is then 4 pi. So the graph is going to end at 4 pi over here. So you split that and you get 2 pi here and you get 3 pi over here. So what we're saying is that the coordinates of A is then 3 pi and then minus k. The second part of the question here, a sequence of transformation is applied to the curve in the following order. Translations of 2 units in the negative y direction. So we have 0 minus 2 here as our translation. So the curve has this equation y is equal to k sine of half x. So we need to find the equation of the new curve after the 2 transformations been carried out. So if we have y is equal to k into sine of half x, we want the first is going to go through the translation. Translation is 2 units downward, so that's going to be then y is going to be equal to minus 2 plus k sine of half x. And then the second transformation is going to be a reflection. Now it's a reflection in the x-axis. We understand that if we have a reflection in the x-axis, and this is A and B, it gets reflected in the x-axis as its mirror line. So the A, the x-coordinate remains the same, whereas for the y-coordinates turns to negative. So what happens here is that y is going to become negative. So negative y is equal to negative 2 plus k sine of half x. So now if I were to multiply by minus 1 on both sides, I end up with a new equation as y is equal to then 2 minus k sine of half x. So that's my new equation. And then in the same question, they're saying now we need to determine the coordinates of the point on the new curve corresponding to A. Let's take a look at the coordinate A. We found that A was 3 pi and minus k. So what we have then, A is 3 pi and then minus k. The first one is a translation. Translation is now 0 minus 2. So what we're going to say is that this coordinate is going to translate into nothing on the x, but as for the y, it was minus k, so now it's going to become minus k and then minus 2, or minus 2 minus k, whatever the case may be. Then it's going to get reflected, and we did say that for reflection, the y is going to turn into minus. As you can see, b becomes minus b. So the x remains unchanged. So I got minus k and minus 2 becomes k plus 2. So that's my image corresponding to A, the coordinates on the new curve. So let me just call it A dash, and so this would be the answer to the question. Now that's part B of the question, and we're done. This is a typical example on a question which is based on actually graph transformation, especially part 2 of the question, translation and reflection. Take care. Bye.